back, Turners. Well, it's been a few weeks since my last project, and between a bout of the flu and the day job, I haven't had a whole lot of time to get out here into the shop. So I'm still not 100%, but one of the things I've been trying to get to is a little bit of pen blank casting, resin casting. So it's a simple project. I'm going to do that today. If you guys are interested, stick around. Let's get started. Alright, Turners, what I'm going to be doing today, you may have seen this on some other casting videos. It's pretty much the same. I'm going to be using this Castin Craft clear polyester casting resin, which requires a catalyst to harden. Also got some unwaxed paper Dixie cups and various tints. Also this, which is off camera, you can't see this. This is a little something I made up, which I use for doing this project. It's a clear PVC tube, 3/4 inch, cut to 5 inches, and then I've got, you can't see it, in the bottom I have the cap set, and these just pull out of here. The nice thing about using the PVC for the casting is that you don't have to use mold release. After it sets, the blanks just push right out. So one thing I found out is nice about these little cups, let me pull one of these out of here, these have this little blue line on here. It's always good to understand this stuff is measured in fluid ounces, so I mix up 2 ounces in a cup at a time. So right to the top of this dark blue line is exactly 2 fluid ounces. So I tend to stick with this and this coloration if I ever can't find these anymore. And I think I got these from Walmart, just like the stir sticks. Then of course I will measure the new cups, find 2 ounces and figure that out. So, but this is really handy. So I'm going to go ahead and start with pouring the resin to the lines here, and then adding the some of the tints that I want to use. So before I actually pour the resin, one thing I wanted to point out is I got a little protective surface on my, I'm actually on my router tabletop, because this is where I have the best lighting at the moment. So I will be doing 3 different casts using a base of black and then various colors which will be mixed in with that black. So there'll be 2 color pours, black and a color. Okay, so that I'm going to use for these pigments. They're Pearl X brand. They're not available to me locally in the store to just go buy. I actually have to do a special order to get them. So some of you might be able to find these locally more easily than I have. So. Alright, on that, now I'm going to start pouring some resin. Alright guys, remember to wear your gloves. And for a new can, they have these little seals inside under the cap. I don't know if you can see this. I use a little utility knife to just get under there and pry that little thing off. Okay? In here. I haven't added any catalyst yet. Okay. Go a little bit more in there, just a little bit. I'm going to use my 3 colors. This first one is kind of a pearl white. Much there. Okay. That's going to be nice. Next we have a pumpkin orange. Hey, I live in Buena Park, Ducks fan, so don't hold that against me. a black and orange. I think that's going to make a nice Ducks pen. That's Ducks hockey. You guys haven't figured that out. We like our hockey, eh? Alright, so white, and then finally the gold. I picked a really nice, it's kind of an iron pyrite fool's gold kind of color, but I like it. I want to see how that works out, so I'll put that in. Okay. Yeah, we won't put these too far away. The idea is to mix these pigments in now, and just to stir them, not to beat the heck out of them, so it gets all thoroughly incorporated, and then we're going to add the catalyst and repeat. Okay, nice. Okay, now that we've got the colors mixed, and they're looking pretty good, those pigments stay in suspension pretty well in this PR. That orange came out kind of nice, I don't know if you can see that. The gold actually looks more like antique brass now that I look at it, but I think that's okay, because that's kind of the contrast to the black that I wanted anyway, so it was really more about the color, not about the title. But yeah, this stuff is really it's coming out nice. So what I'm going to do is start adding the catalyst. Okay, so it's a good 65 to 70 here in the shop today, and so the formula says that for what I want, basically I'm going to be using okay, and then we start the mixing process all over again. We want to start making sure the catalyst gets really well distributed throughout the resin. Okay. I'm going to do that with each of these in the order, well, hopefully close to the order in which I put them in there. I want that catalyst to start setting off, say, the upper layer of the resin. So just start that process. We're going to do this a few more times. I got to watch the time now and wait for that 10-minute mark. If you want to see another good video on this, fellow out there, Wooden Whimsies, did a really good complete video on various casting and molding techniques and whatnot, so you might want to check him out. I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and then we're going to let the time lapse and hopefully get to the pouring part in a moment. Okay guys, this has mixed up nicely. It's starting to solidify to a point where I think I'm ready to pour. So I'm going to do that. We're going to get this stuff ready, get these popsicle sticks removed. And as I do this, I'm going to pinch these cups, kind of like this, to give me a little pour spout. I'll do one on each side. Okay. All I'm going to do is drizzle these in here, kind of like this, mix them up with each other. Okay, till we get to the top of the tube-ish. Not quite. There we go, there's one. That looks good. Okay, do the same on this side. Okay, get those poured in there. And mix up. Okay. So you can see that I get about 2 pens worth out of each. Okay, Okay. Stuff is getting ready to kick off here pretty quick. We'll do the next couple. Okay. Remember to pinch them. Okay. Then pour. Okay. One. It's a little bit of a messy process. Okay. That's good. I'm going to do my gold one. Looking good. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm using the Pearl-Ex. And it's important to remember to keep Pearl-Ex with Pearl-Ex when you're doing this, so you don't get anything odd as far as, you know, differentiation in the, oops, that's a little fall on that one. A little differentiation on the pour times and the hardening times. You want them to basically get to the same point at the same time. Okay. So those are looking pretty good. Now all this stuff here is waste. Okay. I'm going to show you this to you guys the other day. I made this, and this was something I wasn't paying attention to, and it kicked off and set up in the cup. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to let it go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and bust this up with a hammer later. This is really hard. Okay. And what I'm going to do then for another pour is I'm going to embed the little broken chunks in some of the black. So really our job here is done. All we have to do is let this stuff dry up. When it's done, we're going to just knock it out of these tubes. So I'm going to let it sit here for about 24 hours. We'll see you tomorrow. Alright, 24 hours has passed. Actually a little bit more than that. And this stuff is all set up really nicely. So now the nice part about this, if I did this right, these will just come right out of the caps. Oh, I didn't leave myself enough room to get in there. So I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And what I do is I have a little dowel that fits right in here. Sometimes if I just push on it, they come out. Sometimes not. I have to give them a gentle tap with the hammer. So I'm going to do that. There we go. So there is my blank. I think that's going to be a nice one. We'll see what's on the inside of that. There's a little extra down here from where the cap is. I'm not concerned about that. What I'll end up using is my oh guys, here they are. So nice turnout. I didn't mix the rest of the colors yet. I'm going to do that, but this it's a pretty nice little batch that came out. I like I did a different, here's a black and gold. I really like that gold. That's a good gold. The other gold that I was working is this one right here. You can see on that one. It's a little more, well, it's not quite as bright a gold, but that'll turn out pretty good looking too. So now on to another batch, but I'm done for now. So, well, thanks for following along with this quick little pen blank video. Nothing you probably haven't seen before, but I needed something to get me back on the road to recovery. So feeling better. Hope to get up some videos on some bowl turnings here in the near future. Got a couple projects in mind. So want to say thank you to all my recent new subscribers. There's been a bunch, and so thank you for coming along for the ride. And thank you also for all the folks that are just stopping by and viewing. So if you like the video, please remember to like, share, comment, and if you want to join along with us in the future, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. So thanks again. We'll see you for the next one.